Okay, boom, let's go. Big shock. All right, guys, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my 2 informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And if you guys saw the comments, quite a few people asked me, hey, can you address the Layne Norton discussing his affair? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. It's a big current event. You know, it gets to a point, though, to where I don't even really have to bash on Layne for stuff anymore. I do because people know that he and I have had problems, obviously. He's put a lot of effort into attacking me. It's over 6 figures, he says. Admitted in a podcast. But at a certain point, the guy just destroys himself. He destroys himself. I mean, we've been watching it happen. Repeated injuries, doesn't listen to anyone else, doesn't care what anyone else's take is, their advice, keeps hurting himself, disregards everyone else, cheated on his wife. I'm not going to claim to know the reasons for that. I'm not privy to that knowledge in his relationship. I don't know what happened there. None of us know. That's between him and his wife and maybe whoever personal friends they've told, therapists they've told. I don't know. We don't know what happened there. But that's going to have a lot of negative effects. I mean, he's lost basically 2 businesses now. Been hurt, going through a divorce. Again, none of us know the details. No need to speculate on what's going on there. But the thing is, he says, and here's the thing, he said, well, I didn't want to talk about this, but, you know, everyone else is already talking about it, so it's public knowledge. Exactly. And I think the reason he made the video is just about saving face publicly, because he needed to make a public statement. Truth be told, I don't think he's really apologetic. I don't. And the reason for that, you know, he talked in the video about he's tried to always be a good person up until that point where he cheated, but he hasn't. I mean, I've had to deal with the way that he is and overreacts to things. I don't think he's a good person. Now, I'm not saying I'm a saint, because I'm not. I'm not. And maybe I didn't handle everything in the whole situation with Layne the best that I could. There are things I could have done different and probably should have done different in retrospect. But, you know, he didn't handle the situation with me well. And here's the thing. He's talking about being apologetic or moving forward and being a good person. But he didn't apologize to anyone he wronged in my life for his hatred of me. And what I mean there is it's one thing to hate somebody. Okay, I get it. The guy hates me. I mean, his exact words are that he hates me. I kept video of all that so that I have it. He expressed very much how much he hates me. But the point is, you know, Layne, if you really cared about other people at all besides yourself, at all, and I mean at all, and you were trying to be a good person, you wouldn't necessarily apologize to me. I get that you hate me. I understand that. You would apologize to innocent parties who have been hurt as a result of your hatred of me. Perfect example. Layne admitted to share a video that included Brittany's mother's address. Now, Brittany's mother's an elderly cancer survivor. It's a woman who survived brain cancer. Okay, survived brain cancer. Layne shared her address publicly, paid money to share her address, all in a video. A few months ago, let's not even get into the visitors she's had to deal with. The fact that she got swatted a few months ago. And yeah, she really did. I'm not making that up. And he could confirm that himself. If he wanted to get in contact with her and apologize, he could find out that, yeah, she actually did get swatted. And it's because of the campaign he waged against me. And he made her address public. And that's the problem. You know, this is a person who he allowed his hatred of me to result in spreading an innocent person's address. Okay, the fact that someone like that is my girlfriend's mother, whatever problem someone has with me, it doesn't even make sense to hate her. That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. And the fact that he doesn't feel bad at all, he doesn't care at all that he's harmed innocent people like that because he hates me. This is a person who allows his hatred of me to overshadow the fact that he's actually harmed innocent parties. And that is a direct harming of an innocent party. Maybe unintentional. Maybe unintentional. You know, just like he blamed me when I called him out for stuff that I felt was legitimate call outs. He said that because I did that, I was responsible for threats his family got. That was not my intention. All right, that's not my intention that I talk bad about someone and then people go and threaten their families. No, I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think that's acceptable. And I would really, and in retrospect, I've had to learn that's how crazy people are on the internet. You're going to have to deal with it. When you talk bad about someone or you get in a conflict with someone, the crazies are going to come out. Lesson learned. I've learned this. And I've had to deal with it both directions. I've had many members of my family, my loved ones, threatened because people hate me. But the point is that he deliberately shared something, and it never occurred to him, oh, maybe there's an innocent person's address all in here that I'm sharing. Maybe that person could suffer consequences, but in his mind, doesn't care because his hatred of me justified it. So when I look at stuff like that, no, I don't think this guy's sincere in his apology or sincere about being a good person. Now his followers can say, well, at least he's talking about it. What, admitting that cheating is wrong? Yeah, cheating is always wrong. I'll agree with him on that. And you know what? In retrospect, my ex, I was in a situation where I could have cheated and gotten away with it. No strings attached, free and clear. I chose not to. And when I got to a point in that marriage, in that relationship, where I regretted not taking that opportunity, that's when I realized, when I thought back, I said, man, I should have hit that. When I regretted that, that's when I realized this is probably over. I don't think I can work through the problems anymore when I reached the point to where I regretted not cheating. And I think we all agree, when you're at that point in a relationship to where you're really tempted to cheat and you don't, and you regret not doing it, probably over. It's probably over at that point. It's time to go ahead and figure out what you're going to do about that situation. But I do agree with that, and that's the way I lived my life with that. And I'm not saying I've always been a perfect husband or perfect in relationships. I haven't been. I'm a flawed person. I'm not a perfect person by any means. I've made mistakes. And I'll agree with him because I've been in those situations with that opportunity to cheat. And I'm someone who has been cheated on. I've been cheated on before. It sucks. It sucks. And no, it's not right to put someone through that. And that's the reason, though, because I have been cheated on before. When I was in that situation, I said, no, I can't do this. I told the chick I'm married, I can't do this. No, not going to happen. But I wanted to. That's the difference. But I agree with him. He shouldn't have done it. You can't take it back once you've done it. All you can do is move forward. But again, the whole point here is, I don't know. I feel like there's underlying other things going on because I've never seen him feel bad about other terrible stuff he's done. Consequences, harming other people that he's done. Doesn't care about it. And it'd be one thing if it was bad people. Like if he legitimately views me as a bad person, I could understand him not regretting anything he's done to me. Because we don't usually regret things we do to bad people. But we regret things. If we're a decent person, we regret when innocent bystanders are harmed. Yeah, we regret that. All of us do. Even my stuff with Layne, I don't regret calling Layne out on anything. Do I regret that one of my fans threatened his child? Yeah. Yeah, I do. And I'll go ahead and say that now. I'll apologize to his ex-wife and his child right now and say, you know what? I'm sorry that one of my fans threatened you. I apologize for that. That wasn't my intention. And I wish they hadn't done it. I wish that what I had said about Layne hadn't caused a crazy person to perceive the need to make a threat. I wish that hadn't happened. And I do actually feel bad about that. because that wasn't right. It wasn't an intended consequence. But it happened. It wasn't my intention, but it happened. And I regret that it happened. And so there you go. That's a public apology right there to the people who were inadvertently harmed by my action. That's the point. He didn't do that. Didn't do that. He doesn't regret it. So when he's dealing with something like this, it's like, I think it's just, well, everyone's talking about it. I should probably address it and try to make amends publicly. Okay? And, you know, this will look real good in court coming up when I've got a judge looking at the situation of divorce, figuring out how my assets are going to be split up. I don't know. Maybe that's a factor. Maybe that one's not. Maybe it's not. But he said in the video, well, you know, everyone's talking about it. Yeah, they are. And this is his attempt to save face with the people who still like him, his fanboys and fangirls. But here's the thing. Man, he's had a lot of blowback for that, hasn't he? Because his mistress, who he cheated with, has caused him a lot of financial problems. It's caused him problems with Avatar. It's cost him the loss of fans, cost him the loss of followers. You know, and that's self-inflicted. That's self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. It is what it is. And that's the thing. You know, we all suffer consequences for our actions. You know, plenty of the stuff that I've done on YouTube, believe me, guys, I have suffered consequences for it. Consequences that I never foresaw. But you know what? I have to live with that. Got to live with that. I've got to live with whatever blowback has happened as a result of my choices and my actions. Each and every day. And we accept those choices. Are there things I would have done different? You bet. You bet. There's a couple things I said on YouTube that I would absolutely not have said if I could take it back. Absolutely would not have. But that's the real world. We can't take back things once we've already done it. We can't take it back. And we got to live with the consequences of those actions, for better or for worse, and try to be better people as a result of it, and maybe make smarter choices. It is what it is. But you know, again, that's his attempt to save face. I don't think it's sincere. Because again, just my dealings with this guy, I don't think he legitimately gives a shit about anybody. You know, it's like he said in the video, only sociopaths and psychopaths. Well, Layne, I want to take a closer look at your behavior. Is what, again, I'm not even saying a negative thing. Hey, we actually need sociopaths and psychopaths. Believe it or not, there are aspects of our society that seem to need them to function. But, you know, you got to accept what you are. Come to terms with it. Okay, I'm out.